The objective of this project was to take samples of litter from two survey sites throughout Galveston, Site A being the Galveston Pleasure Beach and Site B being the Dollar General parking lot in the center of the city of Galveston. The hypothesis was that due to the large amount of wind and waves in sample site A, the Galveston Pleasure Beach, there would be significantly less litter than that of the sample site B, which is the Galveston Dollar General parking lot. This due to the fact that sample site A has significantly higher winds and waves than that of the Dollar General parking lot, which is surrounded by cities and buildings and trees, meaning that there would be lots of wind and waves to dissolve and carry away litter compared to that of sample site B. As seen in this PowerPoint shown here, this is the map of the sample sites that were used in the project. Sample site A being the Pleasure Pier Beach, seen here in red, and sample site B being the Dollar General parking lot here, seen in yellow. Sample site A was a very large area to the east of the Galveston Pleasure Pier, with the Pleasure Pier Beach seen here. And despite its large size, there was not a lot of litter found here due to the wind and waves at the time. Comparatively, the small size of the Dollar General parking lot meant it was surrounded by a lot of buildings and trees, leading to a lot of litter being found here, as there's not much to carry it away. This can be shown further in the two charts here. As seen in the first graph to the left, the location A, which was at the Pleasure Pier Beach, had a significant amount of carbon-based litter, which was mostly paper and plastic-based litter. It also had a small amount of silicon-based litter, which was mostly glass, as well as an even smaller sliver of metal-based litter. Comparatively, there's a slightly larger amount of carbon-based litter found in the sample site B, which was the Dollar General parking lot. And compared to the first graph, there was a larger percentage of metal-based litter and a significantly smaller percentage of silicon-based litter found at the single sample site. The hypothesis was supported by the data as shown in these two graphs, because despite the sample site A significantly larger area of which I collected litter, it was found to both have less litter in total than the Galveston Dollar General parking lot, which was sample site B, and that led to a significantly lower density of litter compared to sample site B. So the hypothesis was supported by the data in showing that the Dollar General parking lot has much more litter than the Pleasure Pier Beach, and it supports the hypothesis because the large amount of wind and waves at the sample site A likely took away a lot of litter, leading to the significantly lower density compared to the more isolated Dollar General parking lot. These results impact the environment in the fact that paper and food-based litter typically does not hurt animals very much, as they can be dissolved in water very quickly. And metal does not hurt animals too much, as they typically sink to the bottom and pose very little of a threat to any animals around there. Comparatively, the low density and the large amount of plastic pollution in the ocean poses a very large threat to the environment, as things like plastic bags, plastic wrappers can be eaten by fish or eaten by turtles and either choke or starve them by building up in their stomachs or clogging up their throats, leading to mass deaths throughout the ocean through thousands of species that mistake plastic for prey or other things that they can interact with, leading to wipeouts of many species throughout the world just due to the pollution of the plastic. Paper and food-based litter typically does not last long in the environment due to their organic nature, and can typically be broken down in less than a month and even within a few days in certain circumstances. Metal, typically due to its high density, can either sink to the bottom of the ocean and corrode away, or it can actually be used to build up artificial reefs, which could even help the environment in the long run. Comparatively, plastic and glass-based litter can last thousands of years in the environment, and that is why they can pose some of the largest threats to animals, as they can last for millennia and hurt many, many animals throughout their lifetimes before they even begin to break down. They last, food and paper typically dissolve or are eaten in the environment, so they do not last long, while metal, as I said, can be broken down and corrode or just make up artificial reefs. So they, while last long, do not pose much of a threat to the environment. Comparatively, plastic, due to its long life, can take a long time to break down, and even when it does, it is broken down into something called microplastics, which are microscopic bits of plastic that can pose an even larger threat to the environment, especially humans when it builds up in the environment. As according to my source, Cox, humans can consume 39 to 52,000 of these microplastics in a single year. This relates to my field in that I plan to study coral reefs in my future, and reefs are especially susceptible to plastic pollution according to my source, Connors. Thank you.